David.
Yo.
We are live.
God damn it.
Live for game 2.
Gotta count down. What if I like started sneezing and coughing? Oh.
I can't help that. Maybe you should quit smoking.
God damn it, I don't smoke. You do, however.
I have the occasional dart.
Dart? Occasional darts.
That's what the cool people call them. Alright, so Intimate ZvX was Stoic. I am Stoic Nouveau. He is Stoic Regret. Because he always says it too late and I get frustrated. So this is game 2. ZvT, Metalopolis, Terran 2-Rax all in. Need I say
some
more?
Some people have been asking 2-Rax pressure. I think we've showed games of just 2-Rax pressure, but they usually go into a macro game after that. So this game just shows how to keep up with drones, because you can't just expect the next all in. Because if you build nothing but units and spines, then you get behind if you just put the CC behind it. So.
All right.
And these are good positions to practice on because I think these are the closest distances in the ladder pool right now. So. Let's do this.
Without further ado, make sure I'm in the game. I am. No more rookie mistakes for me. 3, 2, 1, play. From 41 seconds, patented
time.
Stoic replay start time. DJ Wheat emailed me and asked me if he could use that, and I told him, listen, Wheat. $50,000.
And he turned you down.
And he said, "God damn it, Nouveau, I wish I was you."
That's exactly what he said. I was there in the call. Although it might not have been DJ Wheat, it could have been somebody else. Alright, so this is good. I do scan him at first with the Overlord, so this does allow me to not send my drone out into his base. But the first thing I noticed here, or am going to notice very soon, is that his racks and his depot aren't in the usual places, and he also has no gas. So what I like to do in these positions is, let's say I saw something that was not abnormal, I wouldn't send the drone scout. Having the extra drone is really, really good. But in this case, because I'm unsure of whether this is a proxy 2-Rax or just he's trying to fake me out and expand behind this, I send out a drone to kind of scout the middle of the map. So what this tells me is, it tells me how many SCVs he's sending to me, how early he's sending them, when he's sending his Marines, and if I get lucky, I even can scout where his barracks are being built. And knowing what's coming really, really does help in pushes like this. It lets me decide whether to drone, it lets me to decide whether to put down a spine crawler, or just to simply build lings, etc. So I see 1-Rax right now. So the first thing I'm going to do is to make sure that he can't build a bunker, because these close positions are really deadly if he actually gets a bunker up, because the rallying of the Marines are just so close. It's very, very strong for the Terran player. So I see that he does have an SCV there. I'm making sure he doesn't take gas, and I know for sure now that he's not taking gas. And the reason why I stick this Overlord atop his base is because some Terrans will subconsciously, if they're expanding, rush the first Marine to kill that Overlord. And they do that because they're not trying to attack you anyways, and they think that killing the Overlord is good. So it's just far enough to be able to run away from a Marine, and it also tells me if he's not sending the Marines to kill this Overlord, then he must be sending them to my base. So at this point, I'm pretty certain that it is some kind of a 2-Rax, but just because I haven't seen anything yet, play very reactionary, and that's why I mistakenly built 3 drones here. So just always do from what you see. Even if you make mistakes, don't predetermine things on what you don't see, because that's just bad habits for your play. So at this point, I finally realized that this is a 2-Rax pressure, but that's okay. I'll just make do with what I have. I pull as fast as I possibly know that there's pressure coming, and try to micro as best as I can. So here I'm really pushing him back because I'm very conscious of the fact that I did build those drones when I shouldn't have. So I know that my unit count of lings are not as big as they should have been. So I have to be very careful here, push him back as much as I can. I get an excellent surround here. This is really, really good for me.
Wow.
Yeah. And you want to have these 2 queens down here as soon as possible. So at this point, the reason why the reason why I'm building this extra drone is because whenever you really crush an attack in this game as Zerg, when they're pressuring you early, you always want to try to get away with a few drones, because Zerg facing pressure always means that the Zerg is ahead one base. But it doesn't mean that you want to have the same worker count, right? Like if I'm playing a Toss one base all-inning me or a Terran one base all-inning me, if I have 25 workers and he has 25 workers, even though they're on one base, it's still really bad for me. Like I still need to be at least, you know, 1.5 base saturated. So that's why I'm sneaking out a drone here and there. So here you see me build 6 because I have full control of the map right now with these 4 lings, and I know that I already built a huge round of lings. So even if his army walked across the map now, those 4 drones, those 10 drones that I just built would have kind of kicked into an effect, and I would have known for sure. So at this point, I get an excellent scout here, just because he's kind of all over the place.
Pretty good.
Now I know for sure.
You didn't see
now I know for sure that he's going all in. Well, I see that the additional racks are being built, so I'm pretty sure at this point. So as you can see, I built 2 spine crawlers, and I'm going to build nothing but lings at this point.
I'm going to pause at 7 minutes so we can sync up for this attack.
I basically want to position myself so that I flank the attack as best as I can.
7 minutes. Count it.
Okay, just pause it there.
Okay.
Okay, you pause at 7?
Yep.
Yeah, so look at the income tab. You see how I have 29 workers to 16? This is what you really want. Because what some people do as a mistake is they'll play against strategies like this. You know, even if they get the scout like I did, they'll see units coming. But even if they hold it off, it'll be like 16 workers here to maybe 20 drones at most. And then everything else would be into lings. And you fend off the attack because you know it's coming and you have a shit ton of lings more than I have here. And you feel good about it, but then you continue to do that, and the better players you play, you start to realize that even when they do strategies like this, having that worker count is pretty much everything. Because all you need is that few times when their micro is better than the Terrans you're playing, or their positioning is better, and they don't let you scout, and you're really unsure. Now you're stuck with 20 workers against, you know, he's not going to have 16, he's going to have maybe 21 SCVs, and you have on the map like 45 slow lings that are going to do absolutely nothing because all he has to do is build a wall. So make sure you're always keeping up with that. So as you can see, having 29 lings here to 16 doesn't mean I'm going to lose the game. It's all about the timings in which you build the rotation of lings and the ability to understand when you can build drones and not build units. So, okay, we can go.
Okay, put it on your view. 3, 2, 1, play.
Okay, so here I see him moving across. This is all about not being cheap and only pulling some of my drones. I'm just going to pull everything at this point because I know this is the end. I know I have a gazillion drones that I don't need. So
cancel!
Yeah, pretty easy to fend off.
Oh my god.
That's good.
Flanked, and he just leaves.
Yep.
Well, we paused.
So playing like this will ensure that even if he puts a CC down, you're way ahead economically.
Well, he just sent every single SCV that he had, so.
Yep.
And he's probably rage quitting saying, Zerg Imba!
Alright, so on to game number 3.